All right, so don't wait for the how. So I love this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "You must not wait to act until you have proof. You must act as if it is there and it will come through. Do the thing and you will have the power." Now, I use that quote a lot, and some people say, "Michelle, I don't understand that. How can you do the thing but not know how you do it, and then all of a sudden you know how to do it?" You know, it's a little hard to explain other than, let me give you a great example. A toddler, right? An infant toddler learning how to walk. Does that baby really know how to walk? I mean, it's observed other people walking, being very successful, right? But does that baby really know how to walk? Does that baby know how to stand up under gravity, right? Coordinate all of those muscles and actually move? Well, no, not until they actually do it, right? And then they find out all these little subtle nuances, like, what does it feel like to walk on carpet versus what does it feel like to walk on tile or outside, right? Have you ever seen those movies of babies who don't like grass? So what I'm saying is that, you know, sometimes you can get stuck in a place, right? I talk to a lot of coaching clients and they are stuck. They're, just in that place of, how do I move on, right? And really they're asking themselves questions like, how and when? When in reality, the better questions are why. So why am I doing this? What should I be doing? And who needs to help me? Okay? So I'm going to give you a couple thoughts today. First of all, your questions really guide your thought and your behavior. I forgot who said it, but they basically said the gist of, the person who asks themselves the best questions has the best life. I think that's so true. So I talked to a coaching client not too long ago. They're trying to build a speaking business. So they've been basically in the, medical profession for a while, very knowledgeable in what they do, but they're trying to really jump out and go into the speaking world. And so they came to me, they said, "Michelle, you do all these events, 200, 250 a year, help me." And I said, okay, great. So we're developing that relationship. We're getting things going. And you see, the medical profession is run by, logic, thought, knowledge, right? And they want to know about something first before they go do it, right? And so this person was asking me a lot of questions about the how of speaking, right? And the how of building a business. And I said, well, I don't know how that's going to work for you until you go and do it. And she just couldn't believe that. She said, "Michelle, I can't go do this unless I know how it's going to work." And I said, "Honey, that's not how life works. You have to go and you have to practice, you have to experiment, you have to try things out. Because once you do, then you figure out, oh, this worked, this didn't, I'll make a little tweak there." So waiting until you have something completely figured out to get going, that doesn't serve you well. Okay? Waiting to know everything that you need to know about going back to school. Well, guess what? You're not going to know it until you do it. Or getting that next job, right? I have some clients right now going through transition and they're looking for a new job. And the mental acrobatics that they're doing in order to know about this option and that option and how does it compare to this, and let's do pro and cons, and let's, and they're doing it because they don't want to make a mistake, right? Now, we can understand that. However, the problem is that you're getting yourself all worked up and you really don't know what's going to happen until you take that leap. And sometimes people can just get stuck there. They're so stuck in their rational thinking and trying to figure it out that they don't make a decision and just move. Okay? I love the Henry David Thoreau quote, and he basically says, when you advance confidently in the direction of your dreams. Okay, confidently in the direction of your dreams. So it's not saying, hey, you have to have everything figured out and then go. Okay? Every time I have tried to figure something out that's new, I had to just say, okay, let's start and see what happens, okay? The how always comes, You figure it out as you go. I think about the very first online course I offered, probably a year ago, actually. And, compared to what I'm doing right now, where I'm launching several courses a week, man, it took me months to get that one course going, right? And I look back on that and I think, oh, that was so silly. But you see, you have to do it the first time to figure out what works and what doesn't. And, I'm a person who absolutely loves systems and processes. And as you build out a system, you figure out this works at this time, this works at that time, this works with these people, this not so much, right? So you build it out, build it out, build it out. Now, there's always the hope, because I'm a good leader, that once I've built it out, that I give it to somebody else and say, hey, now take it, right? But if I were to try to figure out the best system before I got going, I probably wouldn't get going, okay? So what about you? What are you struggling with? What are you stuck on? What are you just trying to move forward in? And what is your next best step? Okay, so maybe a better question for you is, what's your next best step, rather than how do I do this? Okay. Another thing that I find that coaching clients really get hung up on sometimes is this idea that they're looking for help outside themselves, right? Now, I realize the irony of this. If you're listening to this, you're probably listening to the podcast or watching a video, or maybe even in a course that I'm offering. And so you're coming to me for advice, right? For the how. But the one thing that I know of is, listen, I can tell you what's worked for me. I can tell you what's worked for my clients. I cannot tell you what works for you. I do not know. You are the expert in you. So stop looking for that expert help outside of you. That's really important for you to understand. So when I look for expert help, it's because I've already made a decision. I'm doing this and I'm walking confidently in the direction of my dreams. And then I say, oh, wait, here's a piece of knowledge that I don't know about, right? Now, I don't do the thinking ahead and say, oh, I don't know that. Okay, I can't do that, or I have to figure that out before I go. I get to that point on my journey and I say, ooh, who do I know that can help me with that, right? That's a very different thought process. So if you need help really building this idea of trust inside of yourself, let me help you, okay? I have put together a program, and actually if you listen to our call last night, we did a live teaching call, so if you were on that self-image mastery call, welcome back, right? But if you listened, you heard all about this, and if you didn't, you need to hear about it. So we are launching this self-image mastery course, and really it's for several different reasons, but the biggest reason is I want you to know about you. I want you to become that expert in you, and I want you to get to the point where you trust yourself so wholeheartedly that it does not matter what comes in let's say you're on your path and there's some hurdle that comes in the way. It won't matter if there's a hurdle there, because you will trust yourself and you'll be able to surmount that in order to keep going and get the result that you want. So if you need to, build some trust in yourself, get to know yourself a little bit better so that you can move towards your dreams, please come and share some time with us. We would love to have you. The link is going to be in the details and or the description. You can follow that and see if it's right for you, okay? So parting comment I would say is try to figure out, are you a person that needs to know the how first before you start, or are you somebody that you need to go on your direction and the how will find you? Either option is just fine for you, okay? Whatever works for you. So at the very least, get to know which part of you leans more towards one way or the other, and which way would you like to go, and make it a choice, okay? Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you have a great day. Go out there and make it a great day, not just for you, but for somebody else as well. So with that, I release you into the wild. Go forth and prosper. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you next time. All right. Bye-bye.